So I'm live. It's 9:30 Spanish time in the evening. Have we got anybody there? It's like having a seance, isn't it? Right. So obviously just come live. Nobody in yet. So I'll just let people come in first. So it's May the 14th. We're still in lockdown as such. Now the Murcia Region has started phase 1. But I'll explain that a little bit more. Steve's just popped in. Oh, Steve, Jean and Steve here from the UK. That's good. Nice to know where people come from. Okay, because the camera's ran the other way. I have to remember that. Brian, top man, how are things? Yep, everything's fine here at the moment. I brought out a video today called Summer Has Arrived. And this morning, it poured with rain. I had to put my welly boots on, bit of big coat. That's me and Bonnie went out for our walk. But thankfully, this afternoon, the sun popped out again. But it's been a weird start of the year, really. We got another, it looks like we got another 3 days of rain on and off. So we'll see how that goes. So we got 11 people in now. Good. People coming in. Chris from Leeds. Good. So obviously at the moment we've got a few from UK. Anybody from Spain? Because I know there's a couple of people that are from Spain. So I'm just seeing the people coming in first. So Terry, Frank, nice to see you. I'll take it still all from the UK. Oh, Glenn, Carlos, hola, Hayden. So we got 19. Mick, Richie. Hi, Richie. Nice to see you. I'll just go 3, 2, 1 on that one. Canada. Right, that's a bit further afield, which is good. 28. So, okay, we're all coming in now. Roy, good. So, obviously, a huge amount from the UK. Nice to see somebody from Canada. Stoke-on-Trent, good. Sunny Scotland. I think, Craig, you probably had better weather today than we did. It was really wet this morning. I had to put my wellies on, my socks, and my big coat, but it has warmed up a bit. Hi, Billy. Okay, so we can get the show going now. We've got 29 in, so we'll get on with it. So this is my live Q&A. Oh, yeah, first thing, before I forget, I'll just put up a banner a minute because what have I got on here? Yeah, here it is. Okay. And we got comments coming in as well. Yeah, the other Russ is coming. Frank, the other Frank. Captain Hector's in. Yeah, Tony said, yeah, we have had it bad lately, Tony. I know we feel sorry for me, but yeah. Yeah, we've had a really long winter this year, I think, and it's been really wet. But hopefully, I thought as from today, when I put the video up, that we're on the change. But the temperature dropped back down again a little bit today. And there's a guy contacted me from Granada, which is obviously down the south of Spain. They had snow, and he said he had to put the heating back on. So always a warning, guys, if you're thinking about moving out to Spain, we do need a place that's got heating in it. Right, so sounds good. Yeah, so I'm still having problems for some reason with the picture quality. Now, this has been going on for a couple of weeks. Steve, top man. Yeah, so it looks like you're going to have to put up another pants of a video quality. I don't know what's going on here. I mean, my HD camera is only a 720, but people were saying that the picture's not brilliant, which is a shame, really. But I know once this lockdown had started a couple of months back, they did say that they were slowing down the streams, and it sounds like it hasn't got much better in this part of the world, which is a pain, but never mind. So first of all, I want to say a big thank you, because if you watch my YouTube videos, which obviously you do, because that's why you're on here now, I do a fund me coffee fund, as I call it, and I've got to thank these guys that have paid out the past week or so, and that is Stafford, Mark, Haley, Bruce, Anthony, Ian, Sean, not me, Mary, and Maria. Top people. I've got to say a big thank you for that, guys. It does help me out a little bit, because some of this equipment does cost a little bit of money, and I'm only a poor old pensioner. Anyway, is see what as your Spanish beer in front? No, that's a good question, that Steve. I forgot that. I even got my fridge out there. gotta keep putting. God, I hate when the camera's ran the wrong way. I've got a fridge just out there with my cold beer in it. And the only thing is, if Femi's on tonight, he gave me a lot of beers the other week. They're the ones that you need a ring pull. I ain't got one. So I'm going to have to go down the shops next week and get a ring pull. So I'm not using my teeth to get the beer open. So Frank's saying, great. Yeah, I must say, when Stuart contacted me, we didn't do no planning, and I didn't think it's my best. But anyway, yeah, he had an awful time with my reception. We had to keep stopping it and restarting it. But it sounds like it came out all right. Hang on. Right, Russ has got a question. Do you see any electronic scooter shops, especially on the golf courses? Russ, now, if you know this area, just down, not far from Camposol, down on the coast, Bolnavo, near the port of Mavaron, there's actually a shop that you can actually rent out the bikes first, which I think it's a brilliant idea. Keith's just popped in, so you can rent them out first and then buy them. I don't know what the prices are, and I'll be honest, I don't think I would be very safe on an electric scooter, but I know there is a proper electric bike shop down on Bolnavo. I think there's a couple, but I don't know the price. And I know some of the big, I think it's Media Mart, that they sell these scooters. I don't know what the law is. Now, when I was in France, I was in Lyon. Well, they're in the streets. You just you hire them. You use your app or something, and they park them up. I don't know the law on them, but I have seen somebody with one of these electric scooters. Now, I'm not too sure about the golf places, because as we haven't been out lately, if you're on about the buggies, you're probably not on about the scooters, aren't you, Russ? And that's gone already now, that questions. Anyway, guys, because when I'm talking, I don't always see what's going on in the comments. If you've got a question and I've missed it, and I probably will, because we've got 43 in at the moment, and it's going a bit fast for me now. Just after the video, if you can put the comments below, I'll answer any questions if I've missed it. I don't mean to. It's just that sometimes when I get in the chat and like this, you can't. It's over there, isn't it? It goes so quickly. Hi, Sean. When are you allowed out to planning visits? Right, Pam. What I can say is that the golf resorts are open now. Obviously, you've got to keep your distance and things like that. And I believe what they've done was when the ball goes into the hole, there's some sort of gadget. So you haven't even got to touch the ball virtually, if that makes sense. So you can get the ball out of the hole without touching it. Now, obviously, from people coming from the UK and wherever else, at the moment, that's still could be a problem. From what I could see, it sounds like both ways, UK or even Spain, you have 2 weeks quarantine, but that only goes up until the 24th of May. After that, I don't know, because what they're doing, obviously, every couple of weeks, they've extended the lockdown. So once the lockdown finishes, then we'll be a bit more clearer. Yeah, I'm just reading it as well. But yeah, that sounds like the plan. And at the moment, we here in the Murcia region, we've started phase 1, and each week they go into different phases. And it sounds like if as long as there's no spike in the people going down with the virus and that, if it just carries on gradually, they reckon by the end of June we'll be out of this sort of lockdown. We're going to call it the new normal. Whatever the new normal is, no doubt it's still going to be about wearing masks, no doubt, and keeping your distance. But it's good to see that this week the restaurants where I live have opened up. At the moment, we can only sit outside 2 meters apart. And what they've done, they've drawn 2 tables together, and I think you can have 4 on a table, and it's outside service. And today, they started on Monday. It was going fantastic, lovely weather. People were out there. It rained, which is not helpful for the restaurants. But I think next week they can actually go, as long as you get no spike, they can actually go inside the bar next week. So it's a good start. So Jeff's from B4. Good. I know B. All right, hang on. This is what if I'm missing Frank. My Spanish mate in Madrid told me yesterday Chinese cheap shop open below their apartments again. Yeah, I know some of the Chinese shops here. As far as I know, we got these big bazaar warehouses. They've said that they're going to start opening up on the 24th. But there are some of the shops have started to open here, but not the big major ones like IKEA. It's not open yet. Leroy Merlin's only open for business people. I believe you can still order stuff online at the moment, which is good. Easing lockdown is a joke in the UK. No, so yeah, yeah. I suppose it's difficult because the only thing is because I haven't got Spanish TV. I can't see the Spanish side of it, and that's why I watch. Obviously, Spain Speaks a lot because Stuart explains quite a lot of what's going on the Spanish side. So the only thing I actually do see is what's going on in the UK, and I think we can safely say sometimes the news does go over the top a bit. But yeah, my daughter lives up near Sheffield way, but from what she's been telling me, most people where she is, I'll keep them to the rules. Thankfully, her husband's working from home still, which is good because they got 3 kids there. I've got family in France. I've got family in Germany, and it seems like France and Germany seem to be doing all right at the moment. Every now and again, we do hear on the news that there's been a bit of a spike, but it seems like everything's fine now. In the Murcia region, the Murcia region is one of the lowest on the mainland. Now, I've got another friend, I don't know if he's hanging on tonight, John. I'm not going to get his name. Where he lives on an island called Fuerteventura. I know I said it wrong, but apparently on there, I think they only had 1 case, but he still had to go through with the rest of Spain. And I know that he's starting on this phase 1, which is great news. Anything else, like if you want to go to the barbers, we have to book an appointment. Now, I had my car insurance renewed a couple of weeks back, but I needed a print out because our printer's packed up at the moment. I can't get any ink for it. So I've had to book an appointment. I booked it today, but I can't go to the shop until Monday. So that's another, just shows you how busy they are, I suppose. Everything has to be booked by appointment, which is annoying. So I'm just going to read some of the questions now, guys. Right, so Steve Price is saying that he's looking at before. Yeah, I mean, it's what I always do say, guys, is yeah, I know it's difficult at the moment, but yeah, you got to come over and have a look at these places. Don't buy off the internet. No, I saw something today on Facebook. Facebook is a bit, iffy. I saw something today. It's the Hacienda de Alimo, which is another big golf resort. I think it's called the Oasis. Now, they were selling 2-bed apartments. They've been knocked down from 120 to 90,000. but they said sold as seen. Well, if you can't actually see them, I think that's, you need to actually see them. Just selling them over the internet, not a good idea. But anyway, so just be wary of that. But yeah, good what you're doing, Steve. AMD saying my parents live on A. They said that Spain has been locked down with correctly. I'm so glad. Yeah. I mean, one thing, thankfully, on Camposol, so far as I know, nobody has actually gone down with the virus here yet. Obviously, around us, Mavaron, the town, Toltana, Alhama, they've had I believe even the Condado Golf Resort just down the road from us had a couple of cases. So it has been really close to us. But thankfully, from what I've heard yesterday, is Lisa's popped in, top man. As far as I know from yesterday, there's been no new cases, I believe. But the main thing is nobody's died the past couple of days. There's probably been some minor cases coming in, but yeah, which is good. And fingers crossed, so far, it looks like we might go into phase 2 next week, which is good. We won't know really until probably Saturday or Sunday, really. And the other thing, which is confusing there, I thought with phase 1, it says we can go out and visit friends in the area as long as we stay in. Eric's just popped in. We can visit friends in the Murcia region, but I thought that also meant that we could go out exploring. But it looks like I've got that wrong. But thankfully, because the weather was pants today, I haven't been out exploring yet. But it sounds like next week I can go out visiting places. So yeah, it's hit and miss. Because obviously here in Spain, we don't want to get caught doing anything wrong, because if you do get caught, usually they do give you a warning here with the police. But the second time, it could be a €6,000 fine. All right, here we go. Hi, Sean. What's the atmosphere like? What's the atmosphere like? Hang on. Hi, Sean. What's the atmosphere like outside Cat's Bar? Have people started to venture out yet? Good question, that, Chris. I think what I do know, people have gone down into the port. Because a lot of people obviously just stayed on Camposol because we just got a supermarket here. But it sounds like what we call the Tesco's down in the port is fully opened now. I think it's all day opening, and I know a lot of people have gone down to Tesco's now, so they've obviously gone down to the port and that. And I also believe that the market's opening up in the area, not the market here. We used to get a Thursday market. That wasn't here today. I believe there's going to be I mean, I'm not very keen about going to the market yet, but they're on about opening the markets up probably next week. It's be like a one way in, one way out, but I'm not happy with that at the moment. Would you say Marminor Golf is the most established course to buy on? Russ, there's a few. I'll be honest. I mean, I haven't been to them all yet, but Marminor, I would say, is probably one of the best. You got, I think it's the other nice one I haven't really looked at yet is La Manga. That looks a lovely golf course around there, but I'll be honest, I haven't looked at it yet. La Tour is another good one, which is fully established. There's another one I can't think of. I think there's 3 or 4. Even the one just down the road from us, the Condado at the Alhama Golf Resort, that's not too bad. So yeah, but yeah, the Marminor is a nice golf course, I must admit. All right, here we go. Hi, Sean. Hope you're doing fine, George. George, hope to see you again soon. AMD, thanks for calling in. Catch you again. Camposol streets look clean with no graffiti. Is there much crime? How safe do you feel? Good question. Obviously, we do get, I'm not going to say we don't get break-ins. We do get break-ins. And if you're a member of any of the Facebook groups around Camposol or in the area, yeah, we do get break-ins. I mean, obviously the police here carry guns. I mean, and it's most places in Europe, the police have like a normal police force, and then you've got like a military style police force. But as far as I know, no, I go out. If you watch my videos, I go out a lot. Not always with Bonnie. I mean, you've seen Bonnie. Bonnie's only a, hang on. Bonnie's only a small dog. I go out by myself. I've bumped into some youngsters. I'll just tell you a quick story. I was out one evening quite late. I'd gone down this track that went nowhere, and then this old Cadillac car come up, which would fit in one of these drug baron films. There's a lot of teenagers in there, and I was just taking some photographs, and they obviously spoke to me. They thought I was Spanish, and they spoke to me in Spanish, and I said, "Sorry, mate, I don't speak the language." And they said they apologized. So now I feel, to be honest, I feel more safer here than I ever did back in the UK. We lived in a small village, but I used to go down to Poole, and sometimes at night, I feel a lot safer here than I would ever do there. But yeah, we do get burglaries. I can't say that we don't. Yeah, we do. Right. Okay, hang on. That's good. Right, it's a good golf course. So you don't mess with the police in Spain. No, very true, Eric. Yeah, when you see especially when you see the armed police, yeah. But I'll be still honest, they're ever so polite. I've been stopped a few times. One because I have Bonnie in the front, and you're supposed to have the dog in the back of the car. They don't like that. I've been stopped for speeding, but you pay on the spot. But they've never been horrible to me. But they've always been good. Right, hang on. Right, here we go. Okay, what made you pick Camposol to move, says Tony. You're going to have to watch the videos, Tony. I don't want to spend too long on that, but I didn't plan to come to Camposol. I've always gone down to the south of Spain, the Costa del Sol, especially around Torremolinos way. That's where my folks used to live, and that was the area that I've got used to. But I'd seen that area get bigger and bigger, and obviously the price of property was so much. What I decided to do, me and my wife hired a camper van, and we went down the east coast of Spain, just looking at places really. And we stopped off at Valencia. That was a nice area, I'll be honest. But we got down to the port of Mavron on a campsite there, and just fell in love with it. And I said, this is the area we're going to live. And we come back up the RM3, and we saw Camposol, and we saw the video Homes from Hell video. And you got to watch it, guys, about Camposol. I saw all that, and I went all around Camposol, and we found a place that we loved, but we couldn't buy it at the time because we didn't have the money. We had to go back to the UK, sell the house. We come back out, we rented, and here I am. And that's and what made me buy it, because that's obviously a question. When we drove in, I just stopped a couple of people and I just asked them, "Do you like it here?" And both people that I stopped and asked, they both said, "I wish they'd done it years ago." And I'll be honest, if I had the money years ago, I would have done it as well. So hopefully that's answered your question. Sean, if you ever go down to El Boulevard, me and what? Okay, Steve, you got it. So we got the Golf Nut Wales. I'm Sean from Wales. One thing I like about the Murcia region, I think we got about 20 golf resorts. Admittedly, some of them are not fully functional, but most are. There's some lovely golf resorts here, guys. If you've been watching some of my golf videos that I've been doing, hopefully once this virus thing's out of the way, I'll be going out a lot more. But at the moment, I'm sort of stuck here. But yeah, and the ones that I have done, I think there's a company called GK something. I ain't got it because I ain't got it in front of me. They run 4 golf resorts, which is Latour, Marmignol, the Hacienda something, and the one down the road, the Alhama Golf Resort, which I call the Condado, and they both look good. Lee wants to move into my pool. I'll tell you what, that pool, it looks inviting, guys, doesn't it? But it's still cold. And today I had to put my socks back on because the temperature dropped back down. So I won't be going in that pool. But I do know people here that have gone in their pools. But me, no, I won't be in that pool till about well into June. Yeah. Nice to see that, Jack. I see Benidorm boozers are back out in the pubs. Yes, I'll be honest. I do wonder about the press. They probably picked some good photographs of people out. As far as I know, everybody seems to be keeping to the rules and that. Right, Glenn's asking, are many properties prone to flooding, Sean? Well, I suppose really it all depends on where you are, doesn't it? On that question. One of the things that I've been trying to bring out every now and again during the year, we get these things called gutter freers, and I never really understood these gutter freers. I just thought it's some Spanish word about heavy rain, in which it is heavy rain. But here in Spain, these gutter freers, what they are really is when these clouds come over, it's something to do with the pressure in the air, and what it literally means is the cloud literally falls out the sky. So anybody, well, any place that's below that, that's why you see these horrible images of these like floods that just come through, and they're devastating things, and they can happen anywhere in Spain. So you could be at the top of a mountain, you could be at the bottom of a mountain. Obviously, you wouldn't buy in a valley and things like that, or make sure that the property's off the ground. But obviously, like everything else, buildings leak, unfortunately, roofs leak and that. And you know what I went on about a month ago? We had rain for about 3 or 4 days, continuous rain, and because the ground's like a sponge here in the basement, we've done most of the floors, but one of the floors behind me, we hadn't done it yet. And it's come up through the concrete. Not a lot. It was about an inch or so, but because we haven't got the things to get the water out other than the mop, and the mop doesn't, takes frigging ages. But I know that there are some places that got flooded out. We're talking about a couple of feet, but normally no. But we've had a really wet winter this year, and obviously this would have been a fantastic time for you guys to come out and have a look at these places, because you'll be able to see, whatever damage that would have been. Right, what else we got? Guys, I'm no doubt I've missed some of your questions. All right, hang on. Let's just get rid of that. Let's get rid of that banner now. Okay, we'll turn that off. Let's go back on it. I'm still getting used to this StreamYard thing. I find it's a better thing because it puts up the Expat and Mazaron thing, whereas the YouTube thing didn't. What was annoying with YouTube, we could use Hangouts, and I got used to that. And obviously then for some reason, Google, whatever, has got rid of Hangouts, and I've had to use something different. But it seems to be going well. I've got 52 in, which is good. Get a wet vac. Yeah, that is on the list. Hong Kong Fui. What we did get a couple of weeks ago, we got a dehumidifier, and we've been having that on because my wife's got a lot of fabric behind me, and my wife's a bit of a jack of all trades. She's a bit of an artist, and she's got a lot of really expensive paper that obviously got damp, and we've been using the dehumidifier. The floor's been dried out. We've got a builder who's come in to give us a quote, and we're going to get him in September to put a nice new floor down and do the walls up. So hopefully by next year we'll finish this basement out completely. So we'll be nice and secure. Now, I was talking to a lady the other day on Camposol. If anybody here on Camposol that's listening to us, fantastic. But what I'm trying to do is trying to get people to talk about their lives there. And obviously everybody's worried and they're frightened to sit in front of the camera. Because I was talking to a lady the other day, which I thought was really fascinating, because another thing people don't really realize, especially in this part of the world, we get earthquakes. Now, there was an earthquake about, I don't know, 15, maybe 15, 20 years ago. It did a lot of damage in Lorca. Lorca's about 30 miles away. Some people died, obviously, because some of the buildings are really old, and apparently some of the rubble fell on them and obviously killed them that way. But she was sure staying with her house, which is on she could remember that day when she said the house shook. Now, another reason with, thankfully, here on Camposol, all the properties are built on stilts. Now, where I am, because I'm in the basement, we've got massive pillars that keeps up the property. And that's another thing. If you're buying property, especially new property, I think that would have been passed by government probably about 20 years ago, that all sort of newish property is sort of earthquake proof. Obviously, this is another thing when you're looking at property, you will see buildings with cracks in it. You know, that's something we're going to get anywhere, but just thought I'd put it out there. It's probably put you off now, isn't it? But since I've been here, we've had a couple of earthquakes, but they've been like a blooming trucks going by. You just get a rumble. But yeah, something else to think about if you're moving to Spain. Oh, we've got somebody from Bournemouth. That's good. I used to live down at Poole and Parkston. Camford, I lived in Upper Parkston, Camford, Heath. Then we moved over to Blandford Way. Hope you're enjoying the weather. Did Jan blame you? Yeah, probably did. No, she didn't. But we've definitely got that back on. Borders, Brian's popped in. Nice to see you, Brian. Guys, if I missed you, you know, hang on, I just got to read what Captain Hector's on about. With the wet winter, did you think you ever have more? Right, good question, that Captain Hector. Yeah, one of the things that obviously you're going to find here, especially this part of the world, because we live in a farming area, and obviously also not just talking about the mosquitoes, the flies as well, but the mosquitoes. Yeah, when it rains and it gets damp, anything that collects water, the mozzies will fester in it. Now, I was speaking, I haven't seen him come on tonight, old Vinny from my Other World Properties, man. Now, he told me about, you can get an app. So we downloaded this app, and what it is like the local council app. You can, and it's in English as well, which is fantastic. And my wife put a report on this app. I call it the puff van. A truck comes out, the council truck comes out, and it sprays the area. And they've informed us that they went on to, I was out yesterday and I saw them on C, so I presume they've gone over the D, C, B and A, and they're going to come around once a week. So another thing which is pretty interesting, when I send my drone up, I do see some empty places that obviously got swimming pools and the water's being drained out, but where it's rained so much, obviously it collects rain. The council will fine those people, heavily fine them. But yeah, but it's good to see. I mean, I think I mentioned it the other day in my video about the mosquitoes. Now, to me, I don't use any of that stuff that my wife uses. My wife covers herself in sprays and ointments and whatever, because she seems to attract some. It does seem certain blood groups for some reason do attract the mozzies. They don't worry me. And we also this week, because our Ferretera has opened up on Camposol, and we get these. I can't show you now, guys, but it's a little packet, and it's to get rid of the flies. It's like, it smells like rotten fish, and you put it in this little container, and it usually lasts 2 or 3 months. And it just, all the flies congregate in this little container, and obviously they go in there and drown. So yeah, because that's nothing worse than sat out next to that pool and you got flies buzzing around you and mozzies. But thankfully, you know, depending on where you live, we haven't had much here. My wife can go down the garden. My wife must be part of the water board because she loves watering her plants. And obviously, once you start watering the plants, that gets the mozzies out. But yeah, doesn't seem to. So Steve said he's never seen a mozzie yet. That's good. So hang on. Sounds like mozzies are the least of your. Yeah, of course they are. Worry about mozzies. But where in the world? Yeah. Well, that's what I mean. Mozzies are never going to go away, unfortunately. It's all those annoying flies. Russ, I hear the noise from 8 to 9 morning because of my falls. That's right. I'm just reading there. Rod's popped in. Top man, Rod, nice to see you. So I've got quite a few Madroni mates in tonight as well. So JMB saying the same thing. Amazing how his mozzies get everywhere, don't they? Even do you? That's all right. Evening. Do you use water butts then? What? Yeah, that question's come up in the week. You know what I'm about. Water collection thing. I do know on. I think what it's mainly to do with, especially on here on Camposol, on some of the other sectors, not so much on A, but on the other sectors, they get the water cut off sometimes. And I know some people have these big water containers in the basements, but they're usually topped up, and that's just in case of emergency or just a top up. And I think mainly that's what you're getting at is, yeah, I think if you had water butts here, the mozzie, no matter how much you would try to trap it, which would be impossible really, because once the mozzie finds an entrance, yeah. And no doubt that's probably what I haven't seen any of these water collecting things. I've seen them out on some of the garden areas, especially on obviously they put out these big water butts so the guys can hose down the plants and that. That's all right because that's away from people. But actually in the properties, yeah. My wife wanted me to get some of these water butt collectors, and I said no because that's just making the mozzies nice little house for them, really, isn't it? One of the things I have noticed is when we water some of the plants, some of the big pot plants have trays at the bottom to catch the water. Now, usually in the summertime, my wife waters it in the morning. Within a couple of hours, that's already dried out. But obviously during this sort of time of year, because the mozzies are already out, I usually go around, empty out those little trays out. What is the name of the container? Stinky Fish. Eric, I will put that up in a week or so. I do it at the moment because I'm doing the live show every 2 weeks. Every other week, I'm doing an update on Camposol, and I'll put that up on there, Eric, because we've had a gardener in to trim some of our plants up. So it's been a busy week for us here. So you better see what's going on, what we're doing, and I'll show you the mozzie machine, the guy that drives around with the puff. So that'll be in my next week's update, which I do every Friday. It's going to be week 10 of the lockdown. So you'll be able to see that. How are we getting on with the Mini? Brian, you know what? I got it out the other week to have a quick test flight. Amazing little drone. And I haven't flown it since because of being a bit busy. And I was going to go out today, believe it or not. And because the weather's changed again, I'm hoping to go out next week. But at the moment, I'm loving the Mini. The only thing I don't like about the Mini, some people think what I'm on about, is if it's any little bit of wind, it seems to be affected by it. And that, to me, that's a little bit cautious. But for what I want to use the Mini, I'm talking about a drone here, guys. It's gonna be fantastic because I like to do a lot of filming, and that's gonna be really handy because it's in this small little thing. I can even put it in my pocket. So yeah, I'm loving it, but I need to test it out a bit more. So Eric's come out with some suggestions there. So I'll just read and get you through this stream. Good. Frank, yeah, I'd be honest, I do drink bottled water, but Bonnie drinks straight out the tap, and I have drunk out the tap every now and again. I'll be honest, I don't know what it is, but sometimes the water does taste a bit tangy, but it seems to be completely safe because I put it this way. As you probably well know if you watch the vids, I drink a lot of tea, and the tea comes straight out. Well, the water comes straight out of the tap, and it hasn't made me crazy yet. But yeah, I do like having a nice cold bottle of water in the fridge, keep it nice and cold. And like I said at the beginning, I've got some beers in the other room in the fridge. I've got to thank Fami. I haven't seen Fami yet; he hasn't come on yet. But it needs a bottle opener. So I can't drink the cold beer tonight. I've got to go over to the shop to Allen's and get some tins in, I suppose. So Polly's popped in. Nice to see you, Polly. Thank you for coming in. Pauline, thank you. I keep forgetting because there's like a mirror tonight. The camera's round the other way, so whatever hand I put up, it's going in the wrong hand. Anyway, thanks for popping in, guys. Yeah, I mean, I'm just looking at CIBI. Yeah, what do you mean about? Because down in Bournemouth, it's a bit difficult, isn't it? Because you're so close to Herne Airport. Even if you go out to the New Forest, you're still in a no-fly zone. I used to go down to the Dorset coast, down past where even right down towards Weymouth way, like it's okay to fly down there. But that's, of course, if you want to drive all that way. Do you need a No, you don't, Glenn. You don't need a license. You only need a license if you're going to start flogging the flogging the videos or the pictures. But you don't need a license now. I believe this year, especially in Spain, already in the UK, you had to register your drone anyway. But here in Spain, they're bringing it out June or July. But I think because of the virus, they put that date back. So. No, don't need a license, but you will have to register your drone very soon. That's by ESA, the European aviation site. But it's nothing difficult. You just register your drone. You pay them some money, probably about 20 or 30 euros, and there'll be an online test, which will be quite easy to do, hopefully. Question: How long can a UK citizen stay in Spain without a visa? Well, at the moment, for a UK citizen, because we're still part of the EU, even though we're coming out, you can stay here 3 months, I believe. You don't need a visa, but I'll probably imagine next year, once Boris gets on with the job, we're probably going to need a visa, but I'm not 100% sure on that yet, really, because it's still. There's not a lot of information going on, and the only best information you are going to get is from the UK government site. And there's a Spanish citizens advice site that you can go on to completely free, but all their information comes from the UK government site. Anything else that you see on the internet's a load of rubbish. Yeah, I'll be honest, it's ever so hard trying to get information. What you got to do, what you need. Even when I'm living here in Spain, especially with this lockdown, trying to find out the proper rules is difficult because it does seem to vary from wherever you are. Now, I think a couple of weeks ago, we was at long last allowed to go out for an exercise, and they said we could go out from between 6 to 10, I believe, and then in the evening from 8 o'clock to 11 o'clock, I think, something like that. Anyway, because there was 5,000 people living in either the Mazaron area or the Camposol area, we can go out all day, but other parts can't. And this is like, at the moment, we're in phase 1, where if you go up the road near Alicante way, they can't. They're still in lockdown. And it's the same as Madrid and Barcelona, I believe. So you've got to be so careful, whereabouts you're going as well. It can be confusing. And that's why I watch Stuart's channel a lot, because he makes it sound simple. There's another guy I have been watching on Facebook, but he just went on, and I just didn't understand him. And no doubt, if you're watching, I'm sorry, but I just need plain information. And even with Stuart's information, because he's from Madrid anyway, so the information that he's getting is more localized to him. And in the Mavron area, it's so confusing. Right, here we go. All right. Hi, Sean. Any news on the restaurants? Yeah. Well, on Camposol, some of the restaurants are opened up already. Cats. It's another place across the road. I can't even remember the name. And I know Liz's Cafe across the road's open and that. At the moment, it's only outside. I saw another question there. Terry's got a spark. Good. Rob saying it's pants. Yes, the weather's been pants here as well. Do you know how much taxis cost from Alicante to Camposol? No, but it'd be we're probably talking about 100 euros. And obviously at the moment, it'd probably be even more extortionate. Now, I would say personally, if you can hire a car, and from some of these car hire companies are quite cheap, I would hire a car more than getting a taxi. And just in case there's no bus, there's really no bus. Apparently you can catch a train, but the train takes about a day to get here, even though it's not that far away. But I know if you can fly into Corvera Airport, which is only 25 minutes away from Camposol, there's actually a bus, a morning and afternoon bus. So maybe that's worth thinking about. Okay, so that's put that. Yeah, but the flights do not go in the winter time. Yeah, that's the only thing about Corvera. It's because it's still quite newish. There's not a lot of flights that are opened up really, which is annoying. And obviously all the cheaper flights and most of the flights that come in from all locations of the UK come in at Alicante. But yeah, we're probably talking about 100 euros. Obviously, if there's 3 or 4 of you, then that would make it a little bit cheaper. But to be honest, guys, if you're coming to Camposol, you still need to get about the beach. To get down to the beach is about 10-15 minute drive, so you can't walk down to the beach. So I would see if you can club together and get a car hire. Liz's Cafe is open, Rich. I haven't been over there yet. It sounds like next week, I think it's still 50%, but you can go inside and out, which would be really useful. But it sounds like next week, a lot more of the bars will be opening up. There's still going to be no entertainment yet. I think that's going to not happen until it goes into June. But yeah, it's good. It's good signs, which is good. And at the moment, there's been, as far as I know, no new casualties in the Murcia region. But I suppose we've got to wait until the weekend really to see what happens. And I feel sorry for the other guys in different parts of Spain that hasn't even started phase 1 yet, because even though we're talking week 8, week 9, I suppose, yeah. But thankfully we can get out a little bit, which is great. All right, hang on. Okay, that's 100 euros. But how about get a taxi from Camposol to the marina? I wouldn't know. I wouldn't want to say how much really. I mean, you can catch a bus down to the marina from Camposol on a. So I suppose that's something to think. Then that wouldn't cost much. I don't know. Hopefully, there's somebody on here. Probably, I did know somebody that caught a taxi, say from D down to the shops on A, but because the taxi driver's got to come here, it cost them 20 euros. So So think about that. If you're on D, you want to go over to the shop that's on B, it cost him 20 euros on the taxi. So that's giving you some idea, because the taxi is going to charge you from wherever he's coming from, Mavaron to Camposol. Now, there is a Campo bus, but I haven't heard about him lately. Watch the vids. I've got loads of vids on there, guys. If you go through all the vids, there'll probably be some information on there. Some of the questions you're asking me already. So, yeah. So there is a daily bus that goes down into Mavaron, yeah. So Richie's just said that you can catch a taxi. I'll take it, the taxi, obviously, not the bus. It's 22 euros. Yeah. So Tony's got one here. Hi, my wife Tracy wants us to drive from England to Camposol the next few days. Is it advisable? I did see something come up today about this quarantine thing. I don't know about France, but I know Spain's got it up already, that if you're coming into Spain, you've got to quarantine yourself for 2 weeks. Now, obviously, if you're residents here, that's a little bit different. And I think it's vice versa. I think UK was saying it already. Now, this quarantine thing is only up until the 24th of May. They could extend that. So I would check. Best thing to do is check the UK government site on Spain about traveling. Because I know some people have been stopped at the French border. So, yeah, be a bit careful on that, guys. Okay. I must try that Duolingo thing. I haven't done that for a while. Yeah, I would check that, Tony, because you could be turned back, unfortunately, at the moment. I know they've been quite strict at the borders, especially here in Spain anyway, especially because this is the whole reason why the lockdown in the Mavaron area started before the rest of Spain, because there was worried about people in Madrid coming down to their holiday homes. And at the moment, we're not even allowed to travel out of our province. So I can't travel outside of the Murcia region. So anybody that's trying to come in, and to be honest, when you see the police here, you don't want to mess with them. So yeah, you want to check that government site before you think about driving down yet. Is the golf course open? Yes, Paul. I've seen there's, I think as far as I know, most of the golf courses here in the Murcia region are opened up now. I do know that the Camposol golf is open. I've seen them on the golf course. So yes, they're playing golf again. Like I said, I think they got some sort of gadget thing that if the ball goes into the hole, if somebody has been playing, let me know on that. But as my friend Jackie said, when the ball goes in the hole, you can pull out this pole, so you haven't even got to touch the ball. Pretty good, isn't that? Right, here we go. Yeah, see, even though I'm not a golfer, I still keep up with the golfing news. Yeah, it's a long drive, Terry, isn't it? But yeah, it's a good it's a 3-day drive. Yeah. Right. So how are we doing now? We've dropped down to 41, which is good. It's gone a bit slow now, so obviously everybody's answered the questions. What's it? After all this, I just Haley asked me a question. And thankfully, some of you guys can help me out on this as well. Well, Haley's question was, she's probably going to watch it later on, is there anything you can't buy in Spain? Now, she's obviously on about UK things like Marmite. I love Marmite, and I don't know, whatever else that you think you can't get. Now, obviously, I drink a lot of tea, and I drink, I think it's Thai food, something like that. Brook Bond, that's it, Brook Bond tea. Yeah, as far as I know, you can get everything, because down in the port we got Tesco's shop. It's like going, you know, UK, and there's a shop on B. God, I always get that shop supermarket wrong. I think it's called Quick Safe. Now you can go in there, obviously, because I'm down south. Because there's loads of things like I suppose another good one is Worcester sauce. Now Alan across the road, he sells Worcester sauce, but I know my wife gets Pecker. Is that right? Pecker meat pies, Pecker. I don't know. It's a northern thing, but yeah, you can, as far as I know, you can get anything you want. Now my wife, the other day, she does a lot of her shopping on Asda. Now we get all the George clothing because you get some great deals. You go online. I think you have to go through some sort of continental thing to pay the money, but yeah, she goes on the Asda site. Within about a week, all the stuff sent to us. So you can get, that's it, pucker. You know what I'm on about. I'll be honest, I never even heard of them. But my wife bought them especially when you put a nice bit of gravy with it. Yeah, fantastic. Nice meat. I do like the beef meat, yeah, the meat pies. They're really nice. But yeah, you can get anything as far as I know. Don't know what else. I mean, the only thing I did notice, but I haven't looked in Tesco's yet, with the Marmite. Now, I haven't seen Steve, my London taxi driver, on here yet, but he brought over a Marmite jar, a plastic one, which you can do on this one, that you can squeeze, which is fantastic. That lasted me for ages. Hi, Paul. Yeah, and that was amazing. Now, Alan hasn't got that because Alan always sells the little jars, and obviously the bigger jars. I've tried to bring in a big jar. I can remember when I went back to UK once, and I had a big jar of Marmite in my suitcase. Picked up straight away. Can't take that here. That was gone. Yeah, I know. See, the wife wasn't checking the luggage. But yeah, you can virtually get anything, which is fantastic. So they're for Nottingham. Right, Billy's saying, hi Sean, can you say hello to, is that, hang on, it's gone quickly. Where'd that go? Oh, I think I missed it. Why do people tend to avoid, you're gonna have to put out again. I missed that question there, guys, I'm sorry. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to say hello. Why did people? Oh, right. Steve's asking, why did people not park on the big car park on B? Well, mainly because it's not tarmac, Steve. It's just, I mean, I've been on there. Obviously in the summertime, it's all right. It gets a bit lumpy and it gets really dusty, obviously. But today, no doubt, it'd be like a mud bath. Why they haven't tarmacked it, I don't know. Most people tend to park down at the bottom because, at least on B, they've got car parking outside Consume in the Chinese place. So you've got parking there. You've got parking outside the shops. There's a car park down the bottom of the hill. But I think you're on about the big bit of land at the sort of the front part. But it's a shame the tarmac, that bit. So is it? Say hello to Mimey Dave. Have I got that right, Billy? Mimey Dave. Right, you mentioned about getting some to paint your house. Do you think they will charge you more or less following the Yeah, well, I'll be honest. At the moment, we're not going to get it painted yet because we got other things going on. Oh, guys, it's 10:30. Thank you, Paul. So it's time for me to say adios, amigos. I'll catch you in 2 weeks' time on the live show, and I'll most appreciate everybody coming in. Hope you put your thumbs up and all that sort of stuff because it all helps. And I'll catch you next time. Anyway, adios, amigos. Hope you had a good day. God, the blooming phone's gone wrong now. But I'll catch you next time, guys. Thank you very much.